What if Kafka Hibino was never human? The very first words the dragonfly Kaiju spoke to Kafka Hibino were chillingly precise. I found you. Not I chose you. Not you'll do. It was you. That choice of words suggests that Kafka wasn't just picked at random. He was being sought out. And when we retrace the history of Kaiju number 8 through this lens, a very different story emerges. A story where Kafka was never truly human at all, but a Kaiju hybrid waiting to awaken. The origins of the Kaiju have plagued humanity for centuries. As Hoshina reveals, his family has been hunting them since the Muromachi period, dating back over 500 years. Chapter 58 confirms the prevailing theory. Kaiju are born from the earth itself, birthed out of energy flowing through fault lines and dragon veins. These veins act on substances, plants, animals, and even human emotions to spawn monsters. In the Edo period, the most devastating event occurred, the appearance of the Mei Daikaiju. It unleashed a 100-day rain of fire that destroyed nearly 70% of Edo, the city we now know as Tokyo. Thousands perished, including the greatest Kaiju slayers of the era. Their rage, regret, and anguish pooled together and gave rise to a strange lava, a formless Kaiju born out of collective human suffering. That lava retreated into the dragon veins, waiting for centuries to re-emerge. But what if that wasn't the only legacy left behind? What if, even in those early centuries, certain Kaiju were already evolving, not into greater beasts, but into something more insidious? Shapeshifters who could disguise themselves as human beings. If humanity was too strong to face head-on, the Kaiju would try a different tactic. They would integrate, they would breed, they would create hybrids, and their descendants would grow up believing themselves to be human until the day they were awakened. The Defense Force and numbered Kaiju. Over the years, humanity developed new ways to fight back. Samurai gave way to the organized anti-Kaiju Defense Force. The most dangerous Kaiju were given numbered designations. Their corpses were transformed into weapons that only rare individuals could synchronize with. Kaiju number 1 became Narumi's weapon. Kaiju number 2, which devastated Sapporo in 1972, became the foundation of General Shinomiya's suit. Kaiju number 4 was wielded by Hikari Shinomiya, Kikoru's mother. Kaiju number 6, the infamous King of Kaiju, unleashed blizzards and slaughtered 200 officers, 3 captains, and even Hikari herself. But woven into this history is something overlooked. While humanity cataloged numbered Kaiju, no one ever thought to ask whether Kaiju might have been cataloging us. If the hybrid theory is true, some humans within the Defense Force may have unknowingly carried Kaiju DNA, hiding in plain sight. And Kafka Hibino was one of them. Kafka's early life, the hybrid unaware. Kafka grew up like any other boy. He and Mina Ashiro witnessed a Kaiju attack that destroyed their town, killing their families. They swore to join the Defense Force together. Mina succeeded. Kafka failed again and again. His body betrayed him. But what if it wasn't weakness? What if it was his Kaiju lineage rejecting the path of a normal soldier? Kafka's strange abilities surfaced early. His uncanny sensitivity to Kaiju presence, his unnatural endurance, and the way he could feel the battlefield long before others. These were all hybrid traits. Even before the dragonfly arrived, Kafka was already Kaiju number 8. He just didn't know it yet. The dragonfly Kaiju awakens. Him then came the fateful day. Kafka, injured during a Kaiju attack, lay in a hospital bed with Reno by his side. The lava, what fans call the dragonfly Kaiju, slithered into the room. It ignored Reno entirely. It spoke only to Kafka. I found you. This wasn't random. The dragonfly had been searching for hybrids hidden among humanity. It was drawn to Kafka's dormant Kaiju essence, the bloodline buried deep inside him. By entering Kafka's body, it wasn't transforming a human into a Kaiju. It was completing an unfinished process. It was unlocking something that had always been there, joining the Defense Force as a hybrid. When Kafka retook the Defense Force exam, he carried a secret none of the officers could detect. His Kaiju powers weren't foreign parasites. They were inherited instincts. He passed the trial alongside Reno and Kikoru, and soon after, his first major transformation revealed a fortitude level of 9.8, higher than anything ever recorded. The Defense Force thought he was an anomaly, but in truth, he was proof that hybrids could surpass both humans and Kaiju. Kaiju number 9 and the hybrid war. Then came Kaiju number 9. Intelligent, cunning, and endlessly evolving. It absorbed the remains of others, and even Director General Shinomiya. But imagine this battle from the hybrid perspective. Number 9 wasn't just fighting humanity, it was seeking out hybrids like Kafka. Kafka, beings who could bridge the gap between kaiju and man. That's why its obsession with Kafka went beyond mere rivalry. Number 9 saw him as both enemy and kin. As Kaiju number 9 spawned its army, numbers 10 through 15, Kafka's hybrid nature became the only weapon capable of keeping pace. Number 10, thrilled by strength, willingly became Hoshina's weapon. Number 12, designed as an upgraded version, still fell. Number 13, once hyped as the third strongest kaiju ever, was obliterated in one strike. Each battle widened the gap between ordinary humans and the hybrid warrior who had surpassed them all. The final war, the truth of Kafka's bloodline. The climax came when Kaiju number 9 fused with the Mei Daikaiju's core, achieving an immeasurable fortitude level. It destroyed Kafka's heart and nearly erased him. But in his near-death state, Kafka's consciousness drifted back to the Edo period. He lived through the memory of the samurai who birthed the larva centuries earlier, and in that moment, the truth crystallized. Kafka was never fully human. His lineage was tied to the same kaiju that humanity had fought for centuries. He wasn't chosen at random. He wasn't a miracle. He was inevitable, the product of centuries of kaiju adaptation and human resistance. When the samurai offered him a human heart, Kafka refused. Instead, he accepted a new kaiju core, embracing his destiny as neither man nor monster, but something in between. Reborn, his fortitude became immeasurable. For the first time in history, humanity's greatest hope and the kaiju's greatest weapon were one and the same. The war's final act wasn't just about defeating Kaiju number 9. It was about deciding what a hybrid like Kafka truly represented: extinction or evolution. The legacy of the hybrid. If the hybrid theory is true, Kafka Hibino's story reframes the entire history of Kaiju number 8. Humanity never stood apart from kaiju. The two species were always intertwined, locked in an endless cycle of violence, fear, and reluctant unity. Kafka's existence proves that the line between human and kaiju was never clear. And when the final battle ends, his legacy won't just be about survival. It will be about redefining what it means to be human in a world where monsters and men share the same blood. Closing thoughts. So what if Kafka Hibino was never human? What if he was a hybrid all along? The living embodiment of both sides of this centuries-old war? It would mean Kaiju number 8 isn't just the story of a man becoming a monster. It's the story of a monster becoming the bridge humanity never knew it needed.